Oz, how are you, sir?
I'm good. I was jogging to catch up to you.
Man, I am huffing and puffing to catch up to you. You're in too good a shape. How are you, sir? Miami, Super Bowl weekend. The weather feels good. But people are really scared about this coronavirus.
Yeah.
Tell me, is it an immediate thing? Are they trying to make a big deal of it, or should...
So I was speaking to Ian Lipkin, who's the main virologist, the virus hunter of America. He's actually in China, in the trenches, trying to figure this out. And he applauds what the Chinese have done so far, but he's concerned about the virus. It's not made up, it's not hyped. It's not to panic about it, but it is definitely much more infectious than we thought. Just today we've learned that the virus can pass from person to person if they have no symptoms, which means you don't know that you're infectious. This guy came in from China, was in Chicago for a couple of days, left, on the way back got sick, but meanwhile I was in Chicago, all the people he touched are exposed. So this is something the Chinese have been saying for a while. This confirms it. It's worrisome. The good news is that it doesn't have a huge mortality rate. 2% of people die, still a lot more than the common flu, for example,
yeah.
But it's not the mortality rate that's going to hurt us. It's the fact that everyone might get the virus.
So the news isn't making a pretty big deal, like the flu virus, like this is the news trying to highlight this to get us all scared, or this is a general concern?
There are times the news hypes medical issues. This is not one of them. There's a real concern about this virus. It's so contagious, and the incubation period is so long that you don't know you're sick when you pass it along, that it's the kind of virus that can do a lot of harm. The real issue is, will it get more deadly? Could it cause more harm? My expert friends who are specialists in the area, and my own personal instinct is not deadly enough to be devastating to humanity. But you know what the big issue is? People are so attuned to a virus like this because they know one day we will have the mega virus, the pandemic virus. Contagion was not just a movie concept. I actually had all the experts on when that movie came out, and they all were saying the same thing the movie said, which is in our lifetime, we will have a massive viral infection. If we don't prepare appropriately, we could be wiped out. So although this is not that, and I don't want people panicked about that, it's time for us to put some money into realizing that viruses get changed by being in wet markets, which we need to get rid of. We also need to get more aggressive in how we quickly quarantine and identify viruses when they start. That way, we'll stay ahead of them.
So what can we do to prevent it? What can we do? What can the general person, can they still live their life, or what do you recommend to the average person?
I wouldn't change my life at all, except for one thing. Don't wear masks, don't stop going out, don't cancel all your trips, just wash your hands. These viruses live on tabletops, on handrails for hours. And you won't know that someone was sick when they touched it. They may not even know it, so why take a risk? Wash your hands. You touch your fingers to your face about 3,000 times a day. Why take a risk? Just wash your hands, use hand sanitizer, you'll be good to go.
Last thing, two things. The flu shot. Do you recommend people, is the flu shot really going to help? I know there's a lot of myths with the flu shot. Tell people, I just need to know for the viewers at home.
The amazing thing to me is everyone's in a panic about the coronavirus. We're going to lose 50,000 lives this year from the regular old influenza flu. So forget about coronavirus. Protect us against the virus we know is deadly to you by getting the flu shot. And will it protect you? Yes. Is it perfect? No. It's probably 50% reduction of the chance of getting the flu, and maybe you won't line your back for a week if you do get it. But why would you take a chance? Just get the virus immunization.
Okay, well, Aaron Hernandez. You recently had his brother on the show. Tell me about that. How was that experience?
Let's do two, Aaron and Doug.
Yeah.
So Aaron Hernandez, his whole story is out of American mythology, the rise and fall of a potentially great man who ended up on the wrong side of decisions. And the deeper reality of Aaron Hernandez and his brother Jonathan came on the show. He wouldn't go on the Netflix documentary, but he trusted that we'd let him tell his story, and here it is basically. His brother was abused when he was a child by an older man in the neighborhood. He had conflicted sexuality. He had a lot of head injuries. He had trouble making decisions. He does not think that he murdered anybody, doesn't think he killed his best friend, which is what he was convicted of, nor the other two men he was accused of murdering. He just thinks his brother made some mistakes that ended up in a trap that he couldn't get out of. So I actually sort of believe a lot of what his brother's telling me. I think he's a good man who feels guilty as the older brother that he couldn't protect his younger sibling, but it's a lesson to all of us.
It's interesting. With Dr. Oz.
Let me do one last one.
Yeah.
Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Oh my God. Dog the Bounty Hunter. I'm so sorry. I wanted to bring this up. His wife obviously passed away, but then he on your show, he kind of proposed to his wife's friend, and now what are your thoughts on this whole situation?
Dog the Bounty Hunter is a remarkable person at many levels, but like many remarkable people, has his flaws. And he's afraid of medicine, and he's also it's hard for him to get through life alone. So he lost his beautiful wife, Beth, from cancer. Everyone knows the story. He came on the show and vowed he'd never get married again. And yet, when he got ill, he was rudderless. No one was there. He felt to guide him along. So I actually flew back to Colorado to help him get into a hospital. He signed out against medical advice. All this is going down, and then there's this rumor that starts that he's having an affair with his wife's best friend, who's living with him now to help out, they say. So he comes on the show. We just taped it. You're going to see it on Monday. And he proposes to her. So Moon, the woman that he's proposing to, his wife, dog, his daughter Alyssa, who got Moon's son thrown in jail, allegedly.
Yeah.
There's a lot. It's like a soap opera, and I'm just putting the pieces together. But I'm hoping that on Monday we'll make enough sense of this that it'll resonate with a lot of the viewers.
Is he in a good spot, or I mean, how is he's I know it's kind of a tough situation.
I'm worried about Dog. He knows that he just has a difficult time getting through life, like many people struggle with alone. He wants to be in a bond, but he doesn't feel comfortable doing it because he just lost his wife, who he truly loves. And it's that haiku, that choreography he can't get right in his mind, which makes him confused and makes all the people who love him confused too.
Gotcha, Dr. Oz, you're the best, man. Thank you.
Stay
Enjoy
well.
your Super Bowl
Come back
week.
there. Stay well.
Adam.